Can you all hear me?
No.
I'm doing a mic check. Check, 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 check. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to hand out a handout that gives information about what we're going to talk about today. So, because I'm going to have a lot of information, so to speak. So I want to make sure that you have a handout to take home that has everything detailed out for you. So you don't necessarily have to fully remember everything, because it will mostly all be on this sheet, okay? Does that make sense?
You gotta tell us what's not on the sheet.
Well, what's not on the sheet will basically be what questions that you may have after this presentation is done. My hope is that there's no questions after this is done, and I did a great job covering all the material. However, I'm not a school teacher, so there's a good chance that I probably missed something. So, and that is okay. Oh, can you hand them out for me? Yeah. Thank you.
Willie, could I have another one for Sandra?
Yes, we have plenty of
And
time.
Sandra, it's not for her, right? Thank you, ma'am. Sandra is cool.
And Teresa this morning asking me if I had told her. And I said no. She said, oh, I got Myers mixed up.
Ah.
So I wondered if it was Sandra.
Yes. No, it's hers. And she's pretty sure she got it at the bridge, Glendale. It's got all those people. Used for everything. She is, and she's got a stuffy bag. And, tires. So far, down to reasonable.
What's that?
And then it was that.
We'll hold until the end. Whoever we miss at the end can, and I'll put the extras in. All right, are you all ready?
Ready.
Ready. Okay, so this is just a little information setting, our session today, to go over some of the new stuff that's going to be happening Thursday. So, some important dates to remember. Thursday the 17th, we're moving all the fitness equipment that we can into the Creativity Center. There's a couple of the big weight machine and our standing elliptical we will not be able to bring over, but everything else we're planning on moving into that space. So that's going to be happening around 10 a.m. on Thursday. So if you were planning on coming into use the fitness center between 9 and basically 2 o'clock, plan on not coming into the fitness center during those times, because we'll be moving things around. So, but we will have the pool open, and that's the next one of the later dates. But we will have the pool open that day on Thursday, so that'll be as normal. But there will be some moving some things in and out of there. So, and then Friday is when the fitness center will be officially open in the Creativity Center. So that'll be where you come as normal to come in and use the Creativity Center. And then the other important information is Sunday, the 27th, is the last day to come and use the pool. Before we unfortunately Monday morning will be not allowing people in the pool area on the 28th. However, that will be our first day of transportation to the Shorewood Community Pool. So that is going to be where we have our aquatics classes, which we will get to a little bit later in the presentation, and I have all the information on the nice handy informational sheet. So, but that's the fitness center and pool, as it says, will be temporarily closed during the renovation. So that's just a rundown of this month's key important dates to keep in mind, okay? And as always, we'll keep you guys informed if anything changes along the way. as we go along. But these dates are set in stone for what we have going on the rest of the month, okay?
Do you have any idea how long the community pool is going to be?
It's right down there.
Oh,
In terms of how long the fitness
okay.
center will be closed, that I don't have I don't,
Yeah, to be determined.
yeah, we have tentative stuff, but I don't wanna give anything official, cause that's, Tyler will let you guys know about that better than I could, so. Let's get going to the next one. So, the Shorewood Community Pool, that's where we will be having our, aquatics programming, starting November 28th. So that Monday we'll be, starting everything off. And then we're gonna be having classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where we will, as East Castle Place, provide you with transportation to and from. As it says here, transportation will leave sharply at 9:30 a.m. from the front desk, and we will arrive back approximately at 11:30. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it to be a 2-hour process from when we get there to when we leave, but obviously things can change, you know. I know it might take a little bit longer for some people to get ready or not get ready, etc. So it might take a little bit longer, but that's a tentative. That's what I'm hoping for, so we can come back at 11:30, and myself and the other staff, we can resume programming as needed. And the instructor will announce when the bus will be loading to return to ECP. Hopefully, again, that's kind of tentative, depending on how the turnout is for that day, whether we have 2 people come, 7 people come, etc. And our plan is we're gonna, to start, I'm gonna have a sign-up sheet in the activities book at the front desk. So if you wish to come with us on that Monday, the 28th, and that following week, please sign up in that book. Not that if you come at 9:30 to use the pool, it's not like we're not gonna say, no, you can't come with us, but it'd be nice to have a heads up of how many people will be coming that day. So that's not on the sheet, but if you can come sign up, if need be, to come with us on the 28th for exercise class, that would be great. There will be locker rooms and showers on site to change into your swimwear and regular wear. So guess what? You don't have to go all cold home on the bus after using the pool, okay? There are showers and there are locker rooms.
Frozen.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe ice and.
I know a lot of people currently won't, like, they just wear robes essentially to come down and swim because they go back to their apartment, which is totally fine. But for this situation, we'll give you a chance to change, etc. So that way you're not in a cold, because it is winter outside, getting close to winter outside. I don't know if anybody noticed that yet. I was having a hard time with it there. I'm like, ugh. But we will give you time for that. And here's a nice note, you will have hot tub access before and after class, and that all depends though on how long it takes you to change, etc. So I don't want, like, if like we have 5 people there and like everybody's ready to go, you know, and one person's sitting in the hot tub, like I don't want that necessarily, but there will be a little bit of time once we get there if you want to hop in the hot tub before class to like warm up a little bit. So that would be fine. Does anybody so far have any quick questions that I can try to answer? Otherwise, I do have more information.
So the front desk, you just want everybody to know it's going to be outside that Bradford Terrace, right by those doors. So,
Yep.
okay.
Yep, that's where the bus will be. Yes, Barb.
The lap swim will be in the diving well area, right?
I believe so, yes.
So that is deep. People that are doing lap swim should know that they won't be able to stand.
I think that there's a regulation lap pool, and then we're gonna be in like, as far as I know, the area.
It's 6 lanes,
Right, there's an area that's less.
can be laps, okay.
Right, I think that's, as far as I know, but that's a good question. I'm pretty sure that that's the way it's set up, so to speak, so. All right. I think I have a picture slide in here. That is what the pool looks like. So I think, Barb, are you referring to this area over here as the deep well swim
Isn't
over
there
there?
there's still a bulkhead?
Because this is the area I'm referring to,
yeah.
that they would give us access. I believe over here is where our class would be. So, and there is, just so everybody knows, there is a chairlift there. So I know that the only way, it's not like our current pool where there's steps that you can get in and out of. They have like a ladder, but I do know that they have a chairlift, so you can sit in it and then it just like lets you in the pool and it'll bring you back out. So you don't have to do the ladder if you're not able to. I would probably recommend most of
So
those.
there are no steps, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Oh.
Because
It's like a ladder, like it's in the wall, like so you'd go in backwards and just kind of go down.
right. Yeah, it's
We're gonna find all the floaters.
yeah. You should be able to jump. It should be pretty
Well, if
easy
you
to
fall,
use
you
the.
fall in the water, so what's the deal?
Right. You're not, as long as you don't fall face first into the steps or into the like ladder thing, you're fine. I think you can, and we can utilize the chairlift. And we'll have Melissa, myself, and Mary on site when we're teaching the classes. Each one of us will be teaching a class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we'll be there to help you. So you're in good hands. All right, more about the aquatics program. So we're gonna have aqua aerobics class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday again, and it'll be from 10 to 10:45, okay? So, and that'll be varied too based on who's there, but the general time frame is 10 to 10:45, and then hopefully a little bit before or a little bit after for hot tub usage. There's also open swim for ECP residents during the same 10 to 10:45 time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So this is important to note. This is for those people who are not looking to do the aqua aerobics class, but want to come and swim or do their own thing or whatever. That would be for you. You're coming with us in the transportation side of things, so that way we're not taking two separate trips.
So
Yeah.
is the class right now is like 25 or 30 minutes, so you're saying it's gonna be 45 minutes?
Yeah, 40 to 45.
It's just a block of time. So by the time everybody gets in the water, gets ready, like you'll still have that full time, but he's blocking it that amount of time for
We're
school.
not lengthening the actual class time, this
Correct.
is just logistics to get
Yeah.
this in and out.
Correct.
All right, got it.
Correct. But like I said, we'll leave here. If we leave here promptly at 9:30, depending on traffic, but it could be. I mean, it was 7 minutes when I drove at one time. I mean, it could be 10 minutes. So you get in by 9:45. So I mean, we'll have the time. We'll have the time. Like the thing is, for the people who do come, we will allow the time for you to utilize the pool, utilize the service. Since we are losing one of our main services that we offer here, we're going to try to do our best. Keyword: try our best to make it as seamless as we can. Okay. And then you will also, this is the key to know too, you also have access to the Shorewood Community Pool for their already open swim hours. The kicker with this is for these hours you would have to transport yourself. So the hours are 6:15 to 7:50 a.m. Monday through Friday, 10:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then they also have Saturday and Sunday access from 4 to 5. The biggest thing with this that you would, if you came on your own, you would need to do is tell the lifeguard that's working that day that you are with the East Castle place. And then that way they'll mark you as present. So what we're doing is everybody who comes and uses the pool for that month, we're essentially just getting, East Castle is going to get billed for the amount of people and the amount of times that they show up, sort of thing. So I know traditionally the way Shorewood operates is you need a pass to get in, but with us utilizing their pool essentially as our pool, like, and they're allowing us to use it, you just check in with them and the lifeguard's right there as you walk in. So, and that was essentially what that said. But, and that's only if you go on your own. If you come with one of us during our transportation time, we'll mark and we'll take care of like checking you guys in and all of that. So you don't have to worry about that. This is only if you specifically decide to drive yourself to utilize these open swim times. Okay? All right. So that was the pool. Does anybody have any, when we'll get to the end, we'll open it up for questions.
Parking. So if you transport yourself, there's a parking lot right outside that area. There are steps to go down into the Shorewood Community Center. Otherwise, if you walk just a little bit, there's a ramp around the side, yes, Barb. So you can go down the ramp as well.
Yeah, and we should be able to pull the bus right up to like where like there's those, like Stacy was stating, there's those couple of steps. But we should be able, we should be able to drop you off relatively close is the hope.
Do you have any address for the place?
Anyway,
It's,
Is it on that sheet?
I know it's both, but we are.
we had a hard
Just
time
before
kind of like,
Capitol. Huh? Just before Capitol.
there's not necessarily
The block before you turn into parking lot.
because this is Shorewood Community High School, or Shorewood High School is what it is.
39 something.
Yeah, this one says 1701 Capitol Drive.
That's a good question.
Do you have a picture of the place?
I have a picture. I had a picture of the pool. I looked online and they don't have a lot of pictures. I asked the guy for pictures, they never responded. So
We'll post something on Touchtown with the picture of the front of the center, the address, and then that we're starting at November 28th.
Okay, thank you.
yeah, we could have that posted. Thank you. So then the big question is, what do we do if we're not going to the pool? If we don't end up going to the pool, or if we do go to the pool, what's fitness look like here during the next several months of construction? So
Easy.
essentially, the best way I can describe it is we're still going to have programming. We're still going to have what we normally have and then some. So we're going to be trying to add more and trying to enhance everybody's fitness and wellness here during the next, because we're coming up into our holiday season, right? We're coming up into the winter. A lot of us aren't as active outside because it's snowing outside. It's 20 degrees outside. So we really want to see an increase in participation and offer as much as we can. So we're still going to have exercise classes in Lindsay Hall 6 days a week. So we currently already have 6 days a week of classes. We're still going to offer those same great classes, our yoga, Tai Chi, balance and posture, stretch and tone, etc. We're still going to offer all these great mix of balance, mobility, and all of that. So we're still going to have the access to that, even though we're shutting down the fitness center and having to move everything over to the creativity center. Just make sure to keep up with the monthly highlights and the fitness calendar for the times of those classes and the offerings that we have, okay? Because we could be seeing variety from month to month, trying to increase the variety and increase the participation.
So these are all going to be in Lindsay Hall here?
The exercise classes, yes.
I thought
So-
this was being closed.
This will not be closed right away.
They're prospectively looking at closing at March, just so that we can utilize some space.
Wow,
So
great.
please pay attention to the Lindsay Hall. If there is another programming happening, we will shift the fitness back over to the Creativity Center, but we're going to try to house as much as we can for fitness in here, because we're anticipating some of the classes to be a little bit larger because of the fitness center being offline.
Right, and we'd make sure that we could utilize the spaces that we have to just continue programming. The other thing a lot of people know, but some don't, we have our group strength training, which meets 5 days a week. This has traditionally been in the fitness center because we do use some of the cardio equipment. We'll be transitioning into the creativity center now, so we'll be still doing that. It's great for strength, cardio, and cardiovascular endurance. And we currently have morning and afternoon times posted. So check the highlights for that if that's something you're interested in. Definitely good, for still that smaller group socialization, and also good for meeting your fitness goals. And I noted here, if groups are 4 or more consistently, I may break the individual class off into 2 groups or set up different times depending on how many people. So currently our morning session has about 3 to 4 people come consistently Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then the afternoon we have 1 to 2. So if we have those numbers seem to go up, then I'll break it off and have a little bit more different class times, group times, I should say. And then we also have one-on-one personal training 1 to 3 times a week. So this is something that a lot of you may already be aware of and already be utilizing, which is great. I've noted here times are dependent on your schedule and also our staff availability. We've had interns for the last couple of months, so it's been great to increase our participation with that, but it's all variable depending on time and availability. But it's great for individual assessment and work on improvement of areas related to your specific fitness needs too. So that's where we really try in those sessions to find the weaknesses and help you grow in those areas. And then also I gave the information there to call or visit the fitness center staff to set up a time, and we'll try our very, very best to work you in. And then the last one is using the equipment on your own in the Creativity Center. So we'll still have access, many of you come down and utilize, the pieces of cardio equipment, the weights on your own, etc. We'll still have access to that. We're gonna have a bike, 2 treadmills, a new step, our seated elliptical, and also our free weights to use. The only thing we're changing a little bit is normally it's, you come in kind of first come, first serve as you normally do. You can still do that to a certain extent, but we're gonna have starting this week signups in this binder, and it'll be in the chairs outside of the Creativity Center for you to sign up in. It has each piece of equipment labeled, the time broken down. We'll have a time blocked off for each hour in between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. So I would prefer if you were gonna come, say use the treadmill or use like the bike for you or the weights for you to sign up for this, just so we can be aware of essentially who's using it during that time. But if nobody signs up for it, and you have there's nobody signed up for it and you come in and you just want to drop in to use the equipment, that's fine. Just know that if someone was signed up for that time slot and you're on their equipment, I'm going to be politely come up to you and say, hey, Mrs. Brackensick is on, or Ms. Brackensick is on this piece of equipment. Can you please, or etc. Mr. Arley was signed up to use this. Can you please come back a little bit later, type of thing. So that's the only thing. That's the only reason we want to utilize the signups, is so that way we can have a better knowledge of it, and then that way, especially our new step is a very popular piece of equipment that we do have during regular times. Have a lot of people using it. So it's the one where you put your feet in and then you push down. It looks like a seated bike, kind of with arms. So, but that's really the reasoning behind using the sign-up sheets. So I would be appreciated if you're coming down to work on your own, if you do sign up. For sure, a day in advance would be great. So then that way we have, come into that day, I can look and say, oh, these people are signed up to use the equipment. So that we can also adjust our fitness needs, because we'll still be working. The plan is to still work with our regular clients doing our one-on-one sessions in and around the Creativity Center to utilize some of the cardio equipment for warming up and cooling down. So it's just great to know who's using and whatnot. Yes, Judy?
Where did you see that book would be?
It'll be outside the Creativity Center. There's 2 chairs currently. My idea is I have a desk in my office that I'm probably going to move up there, and then it will be sitting on that desk. But it'll be just outside of, if you know where Ian's office is, there's 2 chairs right across from his office. That's where they'll be. Okay? Let's see how good of a job I did. Because now, does anybody have any questions? Yes, Judy?
I know you can't give dates and nobody would hold you to them anyway, but are we talking a month, 2 months, 3 months? Just in general.
8.
I think I would say significantly longer than that.
Even longer than
Because
3 months.
because they're going to be working on the whole water tower itself. So as far as I know, that we can't be in there if it's still a work zone. So
And my understanding is the work zone is going to continue through Water Tower And once the occupancy and state deems water tower available, then the pool and fitness will go back online, because it's all one entity.
7 months.
Was that what you did, 7 months? So, yeah, unfortunately, this is a longer term solution, but as I've been telling people, we're gonna make it through. We just gotta keep, and we're very fortunate we have, you know, a space to utilize, you know, fitness equipment, and that we don't have to go off-site for everything. That, you know, is a very much a perk that we have the space to be able to utilize and continue to do programming and all of that. So it's gonna be, you know, bear with us a little bit. There's gonna be some hiccups. There's gonna be some things that change, you know, maybe even on a daily basis, but we're gonna work through it, and that's the best way we can do it. So, but good question. Any other questions? Yes,
The
Dennis?
groups, excuse me, the group strength, is that gonna be in here, or is that gonna be in the activity?
That'll be in the Creativity Center.
Okay.
Because that's more like a group personal training. So it's that's the idea of it, is it's more like group personal training. Especially with the large growing number of people interested in personal training, which is great. Like, I love it. That's one of my passions. But with that growing number I've seen over the last few months, that group strength training or group personal training has become a very viable option. So that'll be in the Creativity Center though, and like the side essentially. Good question, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, what are the plans for enhancement of the fitness center with this renovation?
That is a great question that Tyler, once they have a construction update, would be able to answer better than I would. So I will leave and defer that to him. I know that it'll be going through a full renovation, and they'll be opening up walls and space and things along those lines. The exact details of it, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head because I'm not 100% sure myself. So.
Any other questions that we can answer?
Yes, Seneca.
I was wondering what the temperature in the Shorewood pool is, because way back when I was swimming in it, it was pretty cold with our standards.
Oh, Seneca. You, I was trying to secretly hide from that question. It is significantly cooler. They currently keep it at 80. I am in talks with them to raise the temperature for us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday a couple of degrees. So I'm currently working on that. Fingers crossed that we're able to get it up a couple degrees. Otherwise, we will be moving very fast in the aquaponics. It's the best way I can describe it. But.
Or finish the class and get to the hot tub quick.
Yes, exactly. Someone one time was like, can we do the class in the hot tub? And I'm like, I don't think so.
I have a question.
Yes.
What other changes are happening in the Creativity Center if you're putting all this equipment in there? What else is moving out?
They already cleared out the side where the equipment's going to be, and they moved some of the stuff back to where like that other area where like Don and Harriet have their stuff. We're still going to keep the plan, as far as I am concerned, is to keep still the back part of the room where those tables are set up for the arts and crafts and things along those lines. But other than that, there hasn't been a whole lot else moving.
Yeah, what it is now is there's going to be that universal area right when you walk in, kind of by the kitchenette. That's going to be fitness area, meeting space. There's tables that can do arts and crafts. Sometimes short story meets in there, but we'll still have meetings and stuff. And then just to the left is where the fitness equipment is going to be going.
Right. So we're going to just utilize it, and I've already instructed, instructed's the wrong word. I've already had conversations with my staff that will essentially, if we have to adjust it, move out in the hallway, or if there's a meeting or something along those lines, that we're willing to do that. So we're flexible in terms of that. So it'll just be utilizing. I really just want to utilize this space since we have it available as much as we can. So
are we losing the low table that we do the exercises on, whatever?
No, that one will be moved in, and that one you can move it, and then you can, once we're not using it, we can tilt it up to the side.
Oh,
so
great.
yeah, I plan on moving that because that is a utilized piece of equipment that anybody can utilize as well. Even if you're not working with trainers, you can definitely utilize that for your own personal stretching. And it's definitely a really important piece of equipment. So that isn't necessarily thought of as fitness equipment, but it definitely will be keeping that. So good question. Any other questions that I can answer? And that's why I made this sheet, because I wanted to lay out a sheet. I didn't want to just talk at you for a half hour and give you all these like hours and dates and things like that. I wanted to have you have a concrete copy of it so that way you can take it home after this and be like, well, when did he say the pool's closing again? Or when do I have to be downstairs to load the bus? So then that way you know. So.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, and we'll keep you all active. The good thing is everybody in this room is actually already actively doing something. So I applaud all of you for being active. So thank you. Everybody get a sheet.